is now open and ready for the transaction of business. The Honorable Coleen A. presiding.
Good afternoon and welcome. Please remain standing while the colors are brought in. Continue to remain standing while Maiden Vermont performs the national anthem. To thank the Neshobe School for hosting this event today. Naturalization ceremonies are such special events. The opportunity that we have to welcome new citizens is indeed precious. And I think the fact that we can do that in a community setting like a school is something that is truly to be grateful for. So thank you, Neshobe School, and thank you for all of you who are here to share in this very special day. I want to begin by introducing some guests that we have today. We have Adam Stein from the United States Marshal Service, Judith Pulsifer, who is the Neshobe principal. There she is in the back. Graham Ford from Senator Patrick Leahy's office, Ted Byrd from Senator Bernie Sanders' office, Elizabeth Morris from Representative Peter Welch's office, and the wonderful Maiden Vermont under the direction of Lidney Bortney, who you have heard already once today. We're very grateful for their musical selections today. We have Michael Paul, who's the Field Officer Director from the U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, and also from that office, Sonia Lambert and Tatum Kane, my apologies. And Debbie Ramsdell, Robin Davison, and Sue Mock from the Vermont League of Women Voters, and we'll hear a little bit more about them at the end of the program. And Cheryl Gosselin and Barbara Giffen from the Ann Story chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and Kurt Broderson, the Executive Director, and Jennifer Molyneux, producer, and Officer Chris Mason, who are here from Middle Area Community Television. And also Robert Gierwar, Michael Frankowitz, Aaron Tucker, and Burt Reynolds, who are our honor guard. I welcome all of you and thank you for joining us today. I'd now like to invite Sonia Lambert to come up to present the petitions for citizenship.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. It is my privilege to present to the court 31 applicants for naturalization from 24 countries. Each applicant has been examined by an officer of USCIS, and each applicant has been found to be eligible for naturalization. USCIS now comes before the court to move that all candidates be naturalized. Your Honor, there are also 4 applicants that have requested a change of name be granted by the court. The service interposes no objections to these requests. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, and those petitions for change of name will be granted. I would like to now take a few minutes to congratulate those of you who are about to become U.S. citizens. This is a very special day for you. Some of you may have traveled great distances, left behind your familial roots, and said difficult goodbyes in order to come to this country. I'm honored to be able to administer the oath of allegiance to you today and to be among the first to welcome you as a U.S. citizen. The oath you will take today requires you to absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty to which you were previously a subject or citizen. These words impose a significant responsibility upon you. If you are ready to withdraw your loyalty to the government and the country you left behind and can recite the oath with both comprehension and assurance, then today is indeed the day you should become a U.S. citizen. The oath makes clear what it is you are giving up and what duties you are undertaking in order to become a U.S. citizen. What I would therefore like to comment upon is the way in which your participation in our society will enrich the United States. It is by welcoming and integrating people from around the world that the United States has become the vibrant country it is today. The United States is a unique country. It intentionally commingles cultures in an ongoing way to create a new culture. What distinguishes us in particular is that we combine these many traditions and national attributes, but retain the identity of each of the many ingredients. This is why I believe the U.S. is more like a collage than a melting pot. Just as the collage retains the unique texture, color, shape, and size of each piece, the richness of the U.S. lies in its ability to be simultaneously a single country and also a collection of many distinct traditions, histories, and cultures. The magic of both the collage and the United States is that when we put the pieces together, the whole is much greater than the sum of its parts. One cannot have a collage if all the pieces are exactly the same, and we could not have the United States of America without its ethnic, social, religious, and cultural diversity. By becoming American citizens, you are helping to enrich the United States' diversity. Each of us is blessed with unique perspectives, personalities, strengths, and skills. We draw on these traits in each other to develop the best ideas and the best communities we can. We look forward to your sharing your gifts with us to help us to become a better and more multicultural country. As you may know, if you've ever made a collage, the more varied the pieces are, the more difficult it is to get them to fit together. And sometimes it's particularly difficult to arrange them in a way that is harmonious. Likewise, it's not always easy to accept others who are different from us, or those who do not agree with us. This country was formed, however, in large measure by people who did not feel accepted or free to speak their minds in their own country. That's why they came here. They came here and founded a society governed by the principles inherent in the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights. These principles guarantee that each of us has the freedom to speak our views without fear of prosecution, to worship in our own faith without fear of persecution, and to pursue our dreams without fear of repression. For each of these rights, there is a corresponding and substantial responsibility. If you are to enjoy the rights of a U.S. citizen, you must also be ready, willing, and able to fulfill the duties that correspond to these rights. And in order for these rights to have meaning, we must each respect and encourage every other American's exercise of these rights too. We must not only tolerate, but actually appreciate views with which we may disagree vehemently. If we are to have our right of free expression, others must as well. This country's history also reflects examples of the tragedies that ensue when we do not conduct ourselves in a way that is consistent with the principles set forth in the Bill of Rights and Declaration of Independence. The United States is not proud of how it treated Native Americans or of the racial and ethnic hatred and discrimination it has tolerated and ignored in so many often insidious ways over the history of our country, or of the incidents of prisoner mistreatment at Abu Ghraib, or of what we have done to denigrate the natural splendor of our earth. But we do not hide what has happened. Rather, we acknowledge these mistakes and try to address them through open, public discourse. By living out democracy in this way, we can find appropriate ways to deal with wrongs and to learn from them. It is an ongoing process. We continually strive to carry out and improve this democratic process in order to grow wiser and stronger in the world. What I want to emphasize is that democracy breaks down when people abandon the process and leave it to a few to make the decisions that affect all of us. Democracy is often slow, and it can be a very frustrating way to make decisions. But it is the best way. It is essential to who we are as a nation that the government operate on democratic principles, that it operate openly, and that we come to important decisions based upon input from all who wish to be heard. Thus, in order for democracy to work, everyone must get involved. I invite and encourage you to participate, to become intentionally engaged in American culture. I urge you, new citizens, to develop and share your vision for this country with your new neighbors, to teach them about your native dishes, to show them your special ways of doing things, and to tell them the stories you grew up with. Those stories are so important. They help us to get to know each other. They help us to get to know ourselves. And it will enrich all of us and help us to build upon the diversity we need for this country to continue to flourish. It is through this kind of sharing and expansion of diversity that the United States can continue to evolve and enhance the spectacular collage that we call the United States of America. In particular, new citizens, I welcome you today to Vermont. In that regard, I would like to share with you the sentiments of the President of the United States who came from Vermont, President Calvin Coolidge. He said, "I love Vermont because of her hills and valleys, her scenery and invigorating climate. But most of all, I love her because of her indomitable people. They are a race of pioneers who almost impoverished themselves for love of others. If ever the spirit of liberty should vanish from the rest of the Union, it could be restored by the generous share held by the people in this brave little state of Vermont." I congratulate you on this milestone event in your life today and warmly welcome each of you. I now ask the clerk to come forward to call the roll, and I will administer the oath of allegiance.
A copy of the oath can be found on the front of your program. When I call your name, I ask you to please stand if you are able. Tommy Kayati, Jamie Pineda, Craig McKenzie, Matthew Orchard, Gregory Jones, Sonia Nova Gonzalez, Alexander Hale, Jerry Inman, Gabby Van Gu, Mina Damala, Zhao Jingzhen, Marilyn Lucas, Sylvia Olzuska, Abra Ahaviadum, Eta Anzali, Bimala Tamang, Flora Nordland, Fawaz Rafiq, Madeline DeVoe, Somlit Sumsi, Hamas Kirali, Arbe Mady, Natalia Rummel, Inger Christensen, Rukmina Batarai, Tahal Batarai, Damba Shweta Karki, Mona Toba, Akusua Nayako, Da On Nguyen.
Please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I hereby declare on oath that I absolutely and entirely renounce and abjure all allegiance and fidelity to any foreign prince, potentate, state, or sovereignty, of whom or which I have heretofore been a subject or citizen. That I will support and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States of America against all enemies, foreign and domestic. That I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same. That I will bear arms on behalf of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform non-combatant service in the armed forces of the United States when required by the law. That I will perform work of national importance under civilian direction when required by the law. And that I take this obligation freely, without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion. So help me God. Welcome. Please be seated until your name is called, and then you'll come up one at a time.
This time when I call your name, I ask you to please come forward to receive your certificate of citizenship and the well wishes of everyone in your receiving line. On Thi Nguyen from Vietnam. Da Da from Myanmar. Akosua Akufo-Nyako from Ghana. Mona Toba from Egypt. Damber Kumari Shreta Karki from Bhutan. Tahal Bahadur Batarai from Bhutan. Rukmina Batarai from Bhutan. Inger Ravnolt Christensen from Denmark. Natalia Rumel from Ukraine. Arbe Mohammed Mehdi from Somalia. Tamas Kirali from Hungary. Somdip Somsi from Laos. Madeline Marie Amanda DeVoe from Canada. Fawaz Mohammed Rafiq from Sri Lanka. Flora Agnes Nordlund from Canada. Bimala Tamang from Bhutan. Atta Anzali from Iran. Abra Kafui Ayelvadon from Togo. Sylvia Olzuska from Poland. Marilyn Teresa Lucas from France. Xiaojing Zhen from the People's Republic of China. Mina Damala from Bhutan. Gabby Van Gu from Congo. Jerry Bieneman from the Netherlands. Alexander Guksa Hale from Ethiopia. Sonia Joalis Nova Gonzalez from the Dominican Republic. Gregory Dale Jones from Canada. Matthew Lee Orchard from Australia. Craig James Mackenzie from Canada. Jamie Andre Pineda from Colombia. And Tommy Kayati from Indonesia.
I'd like to invite Maiden Vermont to come back up to do Give Me Your Tired and Your Poor, America the Beautiful, and What a Wonderful World.
Maiden Vermont always sings Mark music. It's a four-part harmony that is distinctly American. And our first song, Give Me Your Tired, Your Poor, I Want America the Beautiful. The first part of that is the words that are written on the Statue of Liberty. And then it will follow with What a Wonderful World.
Stand
Thank you so much, and I want to just emphasize again, the reason I think it's so marvelous to have Maiden Vermont here is this really is quintessential American music, this 4-part harmony. And thank all of the women who take time out of their day to come here and sing for all of you and welcome you in this special American way. And we have more very special music that's going to be performed by the 5th and 6th grade chorus under the direction of Julia Maroc. And they will sing This Is My Country and We Are the People of the 21st Century. Thank you so much. Now that's a warm Vermont welcome. And now we hear a recitation by the 5th grade students of the preamble to the Constitution.
The Constitution of the United States of America. We the people. The people. First the Native Americans, then a flood of European immigrants, Africans, Middle Easterners, Asian people, South Americans, and they keep on coming. We the people of the United States. The United States. All 50. From Portland, Maine, west to San Diego, California. From Farmer, North Dakota south to El Paso, Texas, Alaska, and Hawaii. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union. That union seemed perfect. All of the colonies became states as well as the territories to the west. Until southern states seceded because they wanted states' rights. But the Civil War ended with a more perfect union of states based upon the belief that all Americans deserve the right to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice. Even before the established United States, justice was valued. John Adams acted defended the British court after they had attacked and killed colonists during the Boston Massacre. Although he didn't believe in the British cause, he still believed that justice was more important than retribution. Justice was ensured for Americans by following the fairness of John Adams and establishing a court system, beginning with the local courthouses and moving up to the Supreme Court in Washington, D.C. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. There have been times when our nation's tranquility has been disturbed.
But in spite of Pearl Harbor, December 7th, 1941.
It is recent as the horror in New York City, Washington, D.C., and Shanksville, Pennsylvania. September 11, 2001. We still live in a stable and peaceful country. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense. The Air Force, no one comes close. Soar to new heights in the wild blue yonder. Nothing can stop the U.S. Air Force. The Army, be all you can be an army of one. Hoo-ah! The Navy, welcome aboard. Anchors ahead, full speed ahead. The Coast Guard, protecting America. Ezra Trump every day, Senator Presides. Always ready. And the Marines, the few, the proud. Semper Fi. We the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility,
Thank you so much. And now, I'd ask that everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, which will be led by our Marshal Service, Adam Stein.
Good afternoon. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
Please remain standing while the colors are retired. Please be seated. Just a couple of announcements. The first is actually just an invitation to have everyone just sort of look around the room and notice all of the new citizens that we're welcoming into our community. Notice the beautiful decorations and work that Neshobe has done to make this such a welcoming and wonderful ceremony for our new citizens. All the time and effort the children and their teachers have put in to present this wonderful program. The women of Maiden Vermont who have come here and all of our special guests. It's all the community being together that makes this such a special day. So take that into your hearts as you leave today. And I'd like to do one final round of applause for our new citizens. And finally, an invitation to our new citizens to please take advantage of the opportunity you have today to register to vote. The lovely folks from the League of Women Voters are here to make that easy for you so that you can get engaged in American culture and be part of the United States of America in every possible way. So, and with that, court is adjourned. I wish you all a good afternoon.